Hi, welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. Please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up or a thumb down, and comment because that is my favorite part. I love chatting with everybody. So today's video is probably going to be long. I'm just going to show you a couple of products I got from Bizzy Beauty Store, and I'm going to do a chatty get ready with me, just complaining about my car issues that I just went through. And yeah, I figured why not be chatty about some stressful car issues, although it could have been worse. Things are what they are. I'm still just not like overly happy. Anyways, so I was gonna create a look with the stuff that I got from Bizzy Beauty Store, but today is tie-dye day at work. And so I'm wearing a tie-dye shirt and I'm wearing these like sort of tie-dye pants that do not match this shirt. So I figured I should just go full rainbow and like sort of tie-dye on my eyes too, because might as well go all out. So unfortunately the palette that I got just doesn't really go with that vibe. But anyways, I got the Hip Dot Ouija palette. I'm super excited to have this spirit board. And that is a color story. This thing is much prettier in person, to be honest. Like, yeah. And the packaging is like, yeah, they did a good job. And then I got Urban Decay primer, eye primer. I need primer. I'm almost out. And the thing that she sent me that was extra, which was super freaking kind of her and really exciting actually, is this Natasha Denona Mini Tropic palette. I'm stoked to have this. It's colorful and I really do like Natasha Denona formula. Although I don't have a whole lot of her stuff, I really do like it. So this was like an extra add-on. So that was really kind and exciting. Okay, let's get into this video, because I think it's going to be massively long. We'll see. We'll see. I know that you guys have lives, and listening to me chat about my non-issue issues isn't necessarily exciting. So I was supposed to go to Portland yesterday, which is about 2 hours away, for an appointment, and it wasn't for me, but it was for, you know, my kid. And you know, I got my oil changed in my car before we were going because I needed to the day before. And I have a 2015, or I had a 2015 Kia Optima with about 85K on it. I bought the car about 2 years ago. Okay, bought it. I mean, I got a loan on it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I hear a clunk in my car. And luckily I'm still like, you know, I haven't left town. And my car starts clunking, and it's coming from the engine, and it sounds like what I would say is like a rod, like the engine rod. But you know, newer cars are much harder for me to even begin diagnosing because they have sensors that control everything. Like, if you didn't know, which I'm sure you already knew, I grew up extremely fucking poor, and I have always like had older cars that I fix myself. You know, and so I had a Ford Probe when I was younger, and literally had to, it was like a 90. I think it was a 90. It was an old car, and I'd gotten it from some tweakers. So like it had literally been like, they had messed up the whole entire wiring system, and it was just like really bad. I had a blown head gasket, and they had driven it with a blown head gasket, so it ruined the entire car basically. Anyways, I couldn't afford a new car. I got it for $250, and there's this place here in town called B&R Wrecking, and you can go pull parts off of cars, or you can call them and ask them to get you a used part for the car. So that's what we did. We redid that entire vehicle. All of it. Engine, transmission, starter, like the whole entire fucking car. Even the freaking ignition, because the tweakers were like, had ruined it and had been using a screwdriver. So, anyways, I knew I was poor when I was growing up, so in high school I did take a car care class to learn the basics as well. And that was a hard fucking class, and it was all full of boys. Not fun. But anyways, I'm like digressing like all over the fucking place. So I don't know what's going on with this car. I can't, diagnose it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just being dramatic. Like it's okay. It's just warming up. It's just a clunk. Like, like I'm just trying to play it off in my mind. Like it's fine. It's all good. And then you keep driving it, and that's when things got really bad. Not very far into driving it after the noise started, and the check engine light was not on, by the way. Gosh, I'm losing my brushes in this entire thing. Okay, so not far into driving it and trying to continue to pretend like the clunk is normal. Every time I would accelerate, the car would start jerking. Almost like if like your transmission wasn't switching gears, like, the way it should be, it's an automatic, like that as it was switching into the next gear, it's like and would choke back, and then it would go. Okay, which I think I started thinking about it, and I was like, oh fuck, I think this is like either a transmission issue, or this is like a fuel injector issue, like clogging of the system to keep me, accelerating. I don't know anything about this car because I haven't had to fix it, and that's why I got a loan on a car, because I still have this car. It's a Toyota Corolla. It's a 2003? Might be a 5. I think it's a 3. Anyways, and, it has 173,000 miles on it. And it's getting older. And so I have it. It still freaking drives like a fucking champ, let me tell you. I mean, it makes noise. It's a clunker. It's ugly. But it drives. Yeah. So at this point, the check engine light comes on, and the car is literally, it's not wanting to go. I can't get it to go. I mean, I can, but it's like, like it's bad. And so as the issue continued, and it continued to get worse very quickly, instead of going to Portland, we went to, the car dealership. And I'm thinking, okay, like, I should have a warranty. like a dealership warranty, like with my Kia. It doesn't have 100,000 miles on it. And as far as I knew, and I think even when I bought it, I was told like I had a warranty, and that warranty was good for 100,000 miles or 10 years. Like the car was 10 years old. So, yes, I hear you, kitty, 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 kitty. Meow. Meow. So, I'm thinking, well, okay, I have warranty on it. Like, maybe it's not that big of a deal, and I'll be able to get this, this hashed out, Nope. As the second owner of the vehicle, Kia's warranty is non-existent. No warranty on the vehicle. And it's a major issue with the vehicle. They didn't tell me what the issue was, except for basically the whole engine was going to need to be replaced. That it was basically coding with a ridiculous amount of codes, and that the engine, for whatever reason, has decided to fail. So I'm thinking, well, fuck me. Like, I don't have a credit card. I don't have very good credit. The lady actually told me my credit wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And that it's recovering quite well. I do have student debt that I'm not paying because I can't afford the payments that student loans want. But, anyways, I don't have a credit card. I don't have thousands of dollars just sitting around. So I can't fix this car. And I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do? Like, I'm joking when I say this, but seriously, my thought was, well, I have gap insurance. I'm just gonna go total it. I'm gonna fucking run it into something. I'm gonna total it, and then problem solved. So I'm like stressing out, and I'm like, okay, will you guys buy this car for me? Will you buy this junker? Will you buy this car? And they bought my car for me. They didn't. So I still owed quite a bit of money on it. I'd only had it for about 2 years, so 2 years of payments. And so they bought it, but they didn't buy it completely. Does that make sense? I still had stuff left over on my loan, but not like a shit ton, thankfully. So they paid it off, and they put what I owed, them now, onto the new car loan because I got another car. And I didn't want a payment bigger than $500. My current car payment, or my car payment before this, was like $350, which is a lot of money, but like I thought it was pretty good, although I did have extremely high interest, extremely, which I didn't like. But anyways, I was like, yeah, I can't afford a payment more than $500. And they come out and they're like, okay, we can put you in another Kia Optima. Your payment's going to be $680 a month, and $15 down. And I'm like, wait, what? $1,500 right down. I'm like, no, no, I can't afford that. I need a vehicle that's going to cost me less than $500 a month, and I only have $500 down. And yeah, so they were like, okay. And the car salesman guy started looking at cars, and he's like, okay, so for what you're looking for with your payments and everything else, we've got 3 options of vehicles for you to look at. They had 4, but one was in the shop and it was a piece of shit apparently. I don't know, like, why tell me that was available if it wasn't? But anyways, one was a Kia 2019 Soul Black, and that's what I was going to get. That's what I wanted. It had like 50,000 miles on it. But when I went to go look at the car salesman forgot to mention that it was a stick shift. I learned to drive with a stick shift, but that was like forever ago. So I didn't want a stick shift. Plus, clutches do have a tendency to go out, and I just didn't want to deal with, like, you know, a clutch, okay? Like, yeah. So I'm like, no, I can't. The other car, I forgot what it was, and I didn't even go look at it. It was like a SUV crossover, which I would have loved, absolutely. But it had 90,000 miles on it. It was the cheapest car. The nicest, cheapest car, I guess I could have afforded. But I couldn't. And by the way, I needed a car. Like, there's no bus routes where I'm at. There's not, like, and my Toyota just, you know, it's not reliable. So I need a car. Like, I have no option. And they're willing to buy my car today. So I need to get rid of that clunk. So I'm like, yeah, that's just too many miles. Like, I like the fact that it's, you know, a crossover, and I would love to have a crossover, but I can't. That's too many miles. The next best option was a Hyundai Elantra. I don't know. Is that how it's pronounced? Elantra. And it had 50,000 miles on it. And it's silver, and I don't really like it. I mean, it's not bad. I named it Granny. I always name my cars, by the way. Like, my Toyota's name is Ollie because I had a dog and his name was Ollie, and he was a bigger dog, and he had a really high-pitched, weak bark. And this Toyota's horn is like reminded me of my dog's weak bark, so I named it after him. I named it Ollie. And my black Kia Optima was named Panther. Not very creative. And then so this one's name is Granny. Because it reminds me of a granny car. It has no bells and whistles. Like, I don't even think I just got it, you know, yesterday, and I came home and like moped all day. So I haven't really played around with it, but I don't even think it has a Bluetooth system. Like, it's no bells and whistles. Like, it's not as comfortable. Like, it's, you know, it's just, yeah. Anyways, it's a granny car. It's silver. It's basic. It's not as comfortable as the Optima was, but it runs. I did buy the platinum warranty for it. Yeah, which is only good for 36,000 miles or until 2025, I think. So it's not like great, but yeah, I bought the warranty because, yeah. And it basically covers everything except for, like, you know, window motors and shit like that. So yeah. I might pop up a picture if I'm feeling all spunky. But yeah, I'm really sad to say goodbye to my Optima, and it wasn't exactly what I wanted, and I didn't have much options. Oh, and my car payment went up. Yeah, yep, it went up to 500 fucking dollars. Like 500 was my max, and of course it's like 500 and like some change. Yeah, for a car I really didn't want. For a car that's only 1 year newer than the car I was already driving. Yeah, I just wasn't very happy about it. It's very sad to me. So on the upside, the car, my Optima, oh, and I had just filled the tank, so $80 gone. $500 gone because that was my down payment. And also I just got the oil changed, so another 50 gone. Like I feel like I just lost a lot of money. Anyways, the one thing, like, to be on the plus side, let's like trying to be positive, is that my Optima needed new tires. Luckily I hadn't gotten them yet, but it was time. They needed new tires, and you know, that's a plus. Oh, and my Optima only had one key, which kind of really pissed me off when I bought it. But yeah, it only had one key, and I never got around to, making a copy, which kind of made me feel a little bit scared. Like, what if, I lost my key or something? So this one has, the tread on the tires is about 80%. And, oh, my Kia Optima's window motor ran out, and I hadn't replaced it yet. So it, didn't roll down. So now I have a window that rolls down again. I have newer tires. I don't know. I have 2 keys, and both are fobs, so there's that. My kids aren't unhappy with it. It's not as big, in my opinion, and so shoving my kids in the back of that is not, I don't think, that great. Yeah. Here I am, like, I bought a fucking car, 2 years ago. When I got the Toyota, I did get a loan on it. That was the first time I had ever gotten a loaned car, but it was a pretty minimum loan. Like, it wasn't a crazy expensive, loan. So I don't know. I paid it off and got, the car that I got. And I got that car because, look, like, I'm tired of not having, like, a reliable car. Like, we love to go camping, and we're in Oregon. Like, there's so many amazing places to travel to, and we travel and we camp, and we always had AAA and would hope that our little clunkers were going to make it to where we were going. And so we wanted a car that we didn't have to worry about that with, like, we didn't want that stress. And then this car that we got, just like, that isn't that old, just fucking blue. Like, what the fuck? Like, I just, And, you know, I'd already had it in my mind that I would probably, like, I don't want to keep a car payment. I would prefer to just pay something off. But I had already basically decided, I know, my neighbor's dogs, it's always, I'm sorry, that I would just keep, I would trade in my vehicles and just get a newer one and just continue on that path. That way I never had to worry about car care, especially with newer cars, because I can't fix them. You know what I mean? I can fix my Toyota. Anything goes wrong with that baby, I'm good. Like, I can fix it. But with the newer cars, not so much, because of all the sensors and more delicate parts. Like, they fucking have sensors in the wheels. Oh, there's another thing. My Optima's wheel sensor that told me the pressure of it had gone bad. So it always said that I had low tire pressure when I didn't. But yeah, I don't know. I just, having to go in and only get, like, in my price range, 3 choices, and it be kind of like an emergency situation, and also in the market where used cars are, like, highly marked up, like extreme, and then also that my car was shit out, so my trade value on it was not what it should be. I just, it was, I'm not happy. I'm trying to love the new car. I'm trying. But I just keep thinking $500 a month. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I like $350 I thought was ridiculous, but $500? Yeah. And insurance here is fucking crazy. I think insurance varies on prices, like where you're at, and I swear Oregonians are like the worst fucking drivers ever. And so, like, the accident rates are really high and insurance is really high, I feel like. I have no idea. So that was my adventure. And by the way, when we went in to the shop, into the dealership, I hadn't eaten. I hadn't fucking eaten. We're there for 5 fucking hours. 5 hours. Hadn't eaten yet. Hadn't had any coffee. Like, nothing. And, like, every time the last 2 cars, 3 actually, because I totaled my first Kia Optima like 3 days after I bought it. Yeah, always get gap insurance. Luckily I had gap insurance, so it was all good. But all those times that I'd gone in for the cars, it was like super, like, I mean, it was long. It was like 2.5 hours, but not 5. And so I was fucking starving, headache, like, from the stress, and just, like, sitting there and, like, trying to see, like, if they were gonna, how much they were gonna, you know, give me for my car, because they had to discuss that whole thing, and, like, what it, because it's a fucking defective car, like, I'm asking for $10,000 for a defective car, like, anyways, so that happened, and that was my day. After it, I was, like, starving with a headache, so I did go out to eat at IHOP. I just got, like, a breakfast bowl, but that was nice. I was starving. So now I have Granny and no more Panther, and yeah. And I feel ridiculous for complaining because, you guys, there was a time in which I couldn't even afford a car payment. There was a time in which, like, if my car shit out, like, I had to take the day off of work, sell a bunch of my shit. Like, this has happened. I had to sell a bunch of my shit, call and find the part, and hope that some of the wrecking yards or whatever, you know, if I could find it new or, you know, the best price, I could find the part of the vehicle that was broken and fix it that day. Like, because I had no other vehicle, no way to work, and I didn't have any money. Like, literally one time I had to fix the fucking alternator on the side of the road. Like, literally had to walk to freaking AutoZone, get the fucking part after turning in cans, which I had to have my mom go do, and bring me money so I could go buy the part and then replace the part on the side of the fucking road, because I didn't have money to tow the car. Like, so it's almost like, wow, like, I'm in this point of my life where I'm literally complaining that I was able to go in, trade in my broken vehicle that I still owed money on for a new vehicle that's a running, and to get a loan. Like, what, like, how much privilege is that? Like, that's a lot of privilege. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to do my eyelashes, waterline, and lippy off camera, and then I'll finish up, you know, talking to you for a quick second. Hopefully you made it to the end of this boring, bitchy, unnecessary story, but I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look. I just threw on some mascara. I threw on Joseph Colors Flirty on my lips. This is like one of my favorite lippies ever, like color and everything. I'm scared because it's running out. And then just so you know, for my eye look, I used mostly the Ice Cream Dream by Glamlight, but I also used the Cake palette by Glamlight. I used the blue out of it, and yeah, but I used these two palettes for this eye look. It's a little tie-dye-y, not really, but it's bright and colorful, and I'm telling you, my pants are like splotchy pants that are like sort of tie-dye-y, that are different colors than this tie-dye shirt. So I am all colorful, all crazy for tie-dye day at school. I tried. Anyways, thanks for listening to me bitch about my new car, the privilege and the audacity that I'm even doing that is insane. So that's what I just keep telling myself too. Like, it's not the car that I wanted, but it's a running car. It's a year older, or newer. I mean, it's a year newer. Oh, it does get better gas mileage. The tires are good for a little while. I have a rolling window. It also has the premium warranty on it now. And it also, I got, even though my payment is higher, I do have better interest rate. Like, it dropped by almost 6% for my interest rate. So there's a lot of plus sides. It's just depressing. And I'm really sad that my other car, like, I really like that car. But yeah. Anyways, if you made it to the end, I don't know, put a sunshine emoji down below, like the sun emoji maybe, or a yellow emoji, because yellow makes me happy and it's bright and colorful. And yeah, sorry. And it was. I'm gonna let you go because I've taken far too much of your important time. Hope to see you next time. Bye.